Mandalorian and Grogu. Let's watch the teaser. That let's just watch it together. It's only 36 seconds.
Sometimes we choose our path. Other times the path chooses us. Through it all, we keep pushing forward, driven by a deeper purpose, guided by an unseen force.
Aww.
The journey never gets any easier. The bond just gets harder to break. This is the way.
Yeah. Only in theaters and IMAX, May 22nd.
Was that Sam Elliott?
Choose.
Yeah, I'm pretty
What?
sure. I think it was.
Oh, yeah,
Now-
Budweiser. It's the Clydesdales.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, please, what did you guys think? And then Lucasfilm had to issue a statement because people were confused. Lucasfilm marketing brand lead Ryan Stankovich clears up confusion about the Mandalorian and Grogu Super Bowl ad. Our creative and marketing team landed on a unique concept that gave a nod to classic big game spots of years past. It captured the warmth, humor, and emotional connection between these two beloved characters and was the perfect next step for our campaign as we lead up their big screen debut this summer. Can you think of an ad campaign where they had to clarify because reaction was so mixed to negative? And what did you guys think of the ad?
Well, that sure is Stankovich.
I don't.
welcome
I'm
to high
embarrassed.
school.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
You spent $10 million for that.
I know. I don't think that
No.
people were confused about it. I think people were upset because they were expecting a Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, and instead they got this satirical trailer. Like that's not what they wanted. They wanted a trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And when your brand is suffering as bad as Star Wars is, well, I don't expect this movie to do very well in theaters. Like, put out an actual trailer. The most hilarious thing that I saw was that people comparing this trailer to like a Ford truck commercial, and they were like, get your Tauntaun F-150. Like, I was dying at some of those comments that are on their YouTube channel below their trailer. They're excellent because that's how people are feeling. They're like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't want this trailer. This is a weird trailer. Why did you put this out? Why did you waste time putting this out when you could have given us another trailer to the actual movie?
Yeah, there was a time when we took Star Wars seriously, and that time has gone. Now that
I think Disney has a marketing problem. You know, like the fact that they spent so much money on this dumbass ad, and then they spent zero money like advertising or marketing Wonder Man, which surprisingly, whether you liked it or hated it, is the best shit that they've had in years, right? So Disney has a marketing problem, man. I don't know one person who's excited for this movie, like not one. Like even the Shields, like sometimes I browse the Shields channels just to see what they're talking about. They're not even talking about this. Like no one cares about this movie.
Well, and I'm seeing too that people are comparing the first trailer, like for the Mandalorian season 1, how far it's fallen. Like, this is a character they created. It was an original character under Disney, and he actually was cool at one point. I mean, when he was bounty hunting, and the first trailer was, you know, it was good. It was decent. He looked like he was formidable and cool. And how much that they've ruined their own character it's insane. They can't even manage to do their own thing.
The first season had Werner Herzog, man. Like, how did they go from that to like where it is now?
They don't know what they're doing. This is the same company that had 2 pivotal Mandalorian episodes and put it in the Book of Boba Fett, which no one watched. Yeah, this is just going to be a television episode. Even though Favreau says that this is separate and it's not season 3, this is just going to be a television episode.
I mean, this is classic Dave Filoni to me, the just derivative of other things and trying to pass it off as creativity. This statement that they made is just embarrassing. I just feel embarrassment for them. They should be embarrassed.
You know, I want to ship Dave Filoni and Alex Kurtzman. I think they would
stop that.
I think they would go well together. You you know, some of the comments here, well, this is for kids, and I hate to break it to you,
No,
but
no.
well,
Let's
hold
stop
on,
that
hold on,
shit.
hold on. This, when I was a kid, I was into Star Wars, the first movie. You know, that I mean, that's the thing is these creators don't understand what kids want, and they think that this is it.
So let me attack this from a different.
It is just an excuse. Like that's just an excuse to put out terrible content, right? It's just for kids. Don't worry. Growing up, we had, at least for me, I would watch, you know, Batman the Animated Series, the X-Men cartoon. None of that was talking down to me as if I was stupid. You know, they were good stories. Watching them back as an adult, I can watch them back and be like, I have, you know, be entertained by it because it was smart writing. Saying that it's just for kids is just an excuse to put out bad and terrible content, lazy content.
Yeah.
Let me take this from a different perspective. So I've been in writers' rooms, and when I watch stuff like this, I try to sometimes take it back to the creative core and how people react to stuff. I can actually believe, uncynically, that a group of creative people that might have even include Favreau, because he's a funny guy, and when they pitched this idea, let's do a parody of the Budweiser Clydesdales, I can honestly say that they probably thought that was a really funny idea, especially in the context of putting it on the Super Bowl. Okay, to me, if that was pitched to me, it would make a terrific amount of sense. The issue I have is which tail is wagging which dog, in that which is the IP that you want to parody. So I could see Budweiser doing this for a Budweiser ad, making a parody of Star Wars and going, oh, we've replaced the Clydesdales with the Tauntauns. Okay. In many ways, that would have made more sense. We probably would have gotten good laughs out of it. This way, they're kind of slumming. They're going, we're going to go down and take this IP that used to be the king of IPs, king of, you know where I'm going now, and we're going to go to the king of beers now. You don't always know that an idea doesn't work until you've actually published it and get the reaction of the fans out there. But I can genuinely say that the creatives thought that they had something here, even though I think the vector was in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Well, I think
they thought, hold on, because we're not supposed to talk over each other, and I want to, before we move on.
What? I just mentioned something over our chat. I brought the energy down.
If
Come on,
they
man.
do think that this is the right course, and I agree with Paul, they probably do. To have you have to be in a mood to have fun with shit like this. Oh, look, it's the Mandalorian and Grogu, and they're mimicking it, but ain't no one got good feelings. We don't want to be playing. How about you release a fucking movie that's good for a like that's the energy we got. I don't want to see them mimicking commercials. And just real quick, because I wanted to say something similar to Steph. When someone says, "Oh, it's for kids," that's the biggest red flag and or self-own ever, because it means you don't know how to fucking write for more like a classic. It's for kids. Kids should find it entertaining, and it should make them feel things. And then if you're an adult and you watch it, you get something entirely different, and you know exactly what's going on, which is what a lot of those things are like. Again, as Steph said, you can go back and watch all those Batman animated, and holy shit, some of the things I missed as a kid, I knew it made me feel some way, but I didn't know I couldn't really. And then as an adult, you're like, oh my God, that's a super serious subject. But they had talent, even though it was for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids deserve good stories.
I mean, this was underwhelming. But Paul, I agree with you. Pitched in a room, I could see that people going nuts. And apparently, they spent a lot of money on this ad to make the ad, and then to give it the 8-10 million, whatever they spent.
But
by Disney doing it
in that room, you're missing that person that says, you guys don't think that we should just cut a really good trailer? That's the person you're missing in that room.
Yeah.
But what if you don't have enough parts to cut a good trailer, Steph?
Yeah,
there have been a couple.
I think you're right.
Is it not almost done filming?
No, it's done. I'm sure it's mostly done.
Well, and the Minions spot, the Minions trailer I think they just showed like a little snippet of it, but that was hilarious
Mhm.
of the little minion dude coming from a long ways away, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
well, the trailer
But
is
also,
online.
if they're just going to blatantly rip off like old marketing ads, then
Homage.
why not do something better than that? Like that was just boring. It was stupid. Like they would have been off. You know, it would have been a better commercial if it was like the "What's up," like ad.
Right.
Like having the
that would be
Mandalorian do that shit, right? Like at least it would have been entertaining and funny, right? Like the Clydesdale thing was like, look, here's the thing. We got it because we're old, right? We're old. We get it. The Clydesdale horses, whatever. Can you imagine being a young person watching that ad and wondering what the hell is this?
Clearly, that's what happened because they had to release a goddamn press release explaining what they were doing. Yeah.
Like if
The
you're a
Tauntauns
Gen
look
Z
terrible.
watching that, like
That's a good point.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if Star Wars was good these days, these last few years, we could tolerate something like that. We could find the humor in that. But when Star Wars has been just flailing and just pushing out one bad thing after the other, this just compounds upon that. Even if
It goes for
you
spin-offs,
thought it was
too.
good. I mean, you're in the writer's room and someone says, and then Grogu uses the Force to grab the reins. I mean, like, let's do that.
I
And
would have
then-
had the Rings of Power fan club do a pitch for Grogu and
Galadriel,
Mandalorian.
that's my girl.